All in all, great food, great weather, great experience there. No car breakdowns for me this time.
It was a much better trip.
Much better trip this time. I loved every bit of it, getting to try new things. And the only thing that would have made it better, score some brownie points here, y'all, is if you were there with me.
Wow, thanks. I can't.
Usually people say, oh, that's so sweet. I don't. Hey everybody, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica. And today we have an interesting video for you. We have Kyle's trip report of when he went to Disney World without me.
I mean, second time I've done this in 2 years. I mean, you think you'd be used to it by now.
You would think, but it still breaks my heart every time. So the only good thing, that the consolation, is that you didn't actually go into a park.
I almost did. I almost got a chance to go into a park. Somebody didn't come through for me. You know who you are. Anyway, but yeah, I did not go to any parks. Spent all kinds of time at the resorts, on property.
Yeah, you did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of, people don't understand this. Disney World is more than just the parks, and I think this trip demonstrates that.
Well, I agree. So we've got a lot to talk about your trip, but I guess, so you went down to Orlando before you were actually on this trip,
right,
with a couple friends.
Yep.
And you actually got to take them on some, like, on the monorail and do fun stuff like that, and took them to our favorite restaurant in Disney Springs. So tell me about your trip, like, before the trip began.
Hold on, did you just say that Earl Sandwich is not your favorite? Is that what
not
you just?
Anymore.
Oh my goodness! Well, things change. Yeah. So the cool thing,
demoted.
The cool thing about this trip is that I love experiencing Disney through the eyes of someone who hasn't experienced it yet, and I got the chance to do that this time. Now, granted, they didn't get to see the parks like we thought they might be able to, but they got to go see the monorail. I don't know if he wants to be called out on camera, so I'm not going to, but he is a guy who loves transportation, loves trains specifically. So where do you take him if you can't go into the parks?
The monorail.
The monorail loop. So we took him over there, got to go around to the Polynesian, Grand Floridian.
Did you take him to eat a Dole Whip?
We went inside of the Polynesian, but we decided that we weren't ready to eat at that time. And so, it was time to eat lunch.
Something's wrong with you. You can't take your friends and not eat a Dole Whip.
I know. I got one on this trip. Don't you worry.
You did.
There's priorities, I get one before I leave. However, but he got to see it for the first time. It was just really cool to see. Granted, he's not uber Disney like we are.
Right.
But to see,
nobody is.
He could not stop saying, it's like the amount of effort, imagination, ingenuity it took to pull something like this off, whether it's monorails, the customer service aspect of it. He was continually impressed by Disney for. So
there we go.
I think he's ready to go back and check it out. But yeah, did the monorail loop, tried, you remember Contempo Cafe, right?
Yeah, in the Contemporary
Resort. Contemporary. Did you like that?
They actually have really good food.
Yes, they did.
Yes, I enjoyed it a lot.
It was really good this time too. Probably not my favorite meal that I had. We'll get to that in just a second here.
What did you eat at Contempo Cafe?
What was this? It was some kind of like barbecue sandwich thing this time, and it was good. Last time I had some kind of brisket melt.
Yes, that was really good.
Whoa, I didn't see that this time. So I tried to branch out as much as I could on this trip and do some new things.
And that's the problem with Disney. Like, you find something you really like at a quick service restaurant, and then it changes it so quickly.
Yeah. But besides that, we did Disney Character Warehouse. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Wasn't a lot of exciting things. I did get your gift there.
You did.
But other than that, that's pretty much the before Disney.
No. Disney Springs. What did you eat there?
Disney Springs chicken guy. I mean, that's what
we're talking about. That's my new favorite at Disney Springs for quick service.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm shocked that you don't love Earl of Sandwich more.
I still love Earl of Sandwich, but chicken guy.
I did try the new Nashville hot honey mustard one. It's not mustard. It's more like watery than a mustard, but it's still really, really good.
Sounds nasty.
Sweet. And I said, oh, this isn't hot. And I just kept sitting there. I was like, uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
Okay, so that was all your before the trip, right? So then you left them. They went back to their respective homes.
Right.
And
I hope they went back home. I don't know.
Somebody's car broke down.
Not mine this time, thankfully.
Right. So then you went to Fort Wilderness, right?
Yes.
And then set up your tent and did a lot of fun things.
So it's the second year as a solo trip, but second year also camping at Fort Wilderness. And I mean,
Like
again,
in a tent camping.
but it's still glamping. You know,
it is. That you've got the fact that you've got your own bathroom and not your own, but a bathroom to use.
No, they hooked me up this time. I literally, in what I would call the backyard of my campsite, had the comfort station. So I had the setup this time. I was very happy with it. Weather kept pretty decent. There was a small amount of rain that first night. I loved my campsite. Had a great experience there. I felt, again, very safe, you know, even being by myself on there. There was enough people around, but enough people not around to make you feel like you had kind of a special experience there.
Fair.
As well. I didn't explore Fort Wilderness as much as I wanted to because I had to go back to Disney Springs and other things that night, but still getting to stay there. I love it. If you haven't camped at Fort Wilderness, you gotta try it. You have to try it.
I don't camp, people.
Not even glamp?
No.
It's Disney. Everything's
I don't want
glamping.
to sleep outside. God made us houses for a reason. I'm not a camper. There are so many great people who are like outdoorsy and really skilled at outdoors things. I'm just saying, like, I'm scared of bears. And even though Fort Wilderness has no bears probably.
That we know of.
I'm still scared. I don't like camping. No.
But I didn't stay there all night. I went back to Disney Springs and, more importantly, went to the last official Disney resort that I've never been to, Saratoga Springs.
My request.
See, here's the thing. It's been talked down so much by people, that's why I put it last. And I'm kind of ashamed I did, because, yes, the theming's not the most exciting one. I mean, you got the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian. I mean, Caribbean Beach in its heyday. You know, that's awesome theming, too. And it's great. I'll talk about that in a second. But I really loved it. Tried Artist Palette for the first time, and this was my favorite meal of the night. Pot roast dinner thing was a special. They need to make that in a permanent item. So good.
Because it was like, what, pot roast,
mashed potatoes, dinner roll, like sauteed like onions and carrots.
Like, man meal.
Oh, man.
Yes,
you're just
potatoes.
When I had that, I just sat there in the like restaurant for a minute, and people were like, looking at me, what's wrong with this guy? He's just, you know.
Well, the whole reason I told you to go is our friends, they had gone and like eaten the, what is it? Cheeseburger flatbread.
Flatbread, yes. Pizza
and
flatbread.
And I was like, oh, you should try that. And then Kyle got there, he was like, not for me, but pot roast, yes.
I'm so glad I went.
And I still, every time you say pot roast at Disney, you know what I think of?
Pot roast mac and cheese. Don't bring up the memory. We can't talk about it.
So, okay, so you did that all the first night, and then you went to Disney Springs, or you did Disney Springs first, and then went to Saratoga Springs?
I didn't do much at Disney Springs, except I just like being there at nighttime. Yeah. I went home, actually, a little bit early
to the tent
to get some rest for the next day.
Yeah, I knew you were super tired that day.
The real full day at Disney is always on these trips, the big one, and it's just like very tiring.
So day 2, you started your day like you went and got a muffin, right?
Yeah.
All-Star Movies?
No, not All-Star Movies. I start the little shop. What is it called? Meadows Trading Post in Fort Wilderness. Start there. And then I went on over to the All-Star Movies Resort, which was the other one I hadn't been to.
Okay, so I knew you went to All-Star Movies. At least I remembered.
You did remember that part. But how about this? I love All-Star Movies now. I want to stay there.
See?
It's like, no, it's awesome. I love the theming. Look, whatever gets me to Disney is fine. You know, I don't care. I'm there to enjoy everything about it and not just one aspect of it. So if that gets me there on a cheap note, I'll take it. But the theming there, I think,
it's so cute.
It's really good, and you actually feel like you're at a Disney resort. I think there's a tendency, if there wasn't Disney characters playing sports at the All-Star Sports or playing music at the music, you wouldn't feel the Disney feel so much.
I agree.
They've got a Toy Story section. They've got a Mighty Duck section in All-Star Movies. They've got a Love Bug section back there. It's great stuff all the way around.
And that's a good point that you make, but this is kind of off topic, but when you stay at Pop Century, you don't necessarily think that you're at Disney. Like they've done more, but when I first stayed with my family, Pop Century was like brand new, and I didn't really feel like I was at Disney. Like I was just at a cool hotel.
Yeah. So
that was a good point that you brought up. So okay, so you did the All-Star music, like you toured it.
Not music, movies, but
movies. Excuse me.
Similar thing. Come on.
Apologize. You did the movies. You toured it, and then what? And
then I went over to our favorite. Well,
Caribbean.
It's more nostalgic than, I don't know. Is it our favorite? Can we say that?
I don't think so. Beach Club?
Beach Club. Oh, yeah. That's a whole other level there. But of the moderates, I think it's our favorite. You know, that we've been to.
Well, and to be fair, we've been there twice.
And here's the other thing here. It's not Caribbean Beach at this point.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Construction Beach Resort, because there is so much still going on, but they've got a ton done. If you have not gone over and checked out Caribbean Beach with the new Sebastian's Bistro, the Banana Cabana, the new entryway, and the Centertown Market where I ate lunch, I had this Caribbean barbecue sandwich there with fruit. You talk about hitting the spot. Hold on. Is this my favorite one?
That sandwich, by the way, the picture you took, that sandwich was huge.
Pot roast dinner, and then like just right here, Caribbean barbecue sandwich.
Okay.
So good. Like it just...
Because you said it was like sweet barbecue?
It's very sweet, and especially when they give you the fruit as your side, that really kind of amplifies the sweetness of it. And then I got the chance to see the Skyliner from there.
Yes, yeah.
But man, there's still so much construction there. I mean, they've got the new tower going up. They're renovating other areas of it. Look, don't let that deter you from going over there and checking it out, and even staying there. You can probably get in there for really cheap right now.
That's true, because of all the construction.
What I saw makes me want to go back there and stay very soon.
Yeah. So think when Galaxy's Edge is ready.
Oh, man.
That will be ready.
Oh.
Okay. So then somewhere along the day you went to Grand Floridian.
So yeah, after I'd spent pretty much the day at those two resorts, I was like, I got to get one more in, do a resort tour with people on YouTube, and just go experience something else. So I was like, got to go try a deluxe resort. Grand Floridian. Been there before, obviously, but I need to go
But you've never eaten there.
I need to go eat there, just kind of bask in the ambience of the Grand Floridian, pretend that I belong there. I even posted something. I said, just act like you belong and they won't think you need
in your t-shirt and cargo shorts.
No, I mean, everybody else is in there, but I sat down in that lobby and started listening to the guys in the band play the Disney tunes in the very classical format, and I just was like, man, I even called you at that point. I was like, I'm just going to sit here and relax because I'm so tired, and it's just so nice to sit there and hear that playing and just on those nice couches in the lobby. So I killed about an hour there, obviously walked around, had a beautiful sunset. I almost forgot this. I also rode the ferry boat for the first time over to the Magic Kingdom, then backtracked around on the monorail.
That's kind of cool, actually.
But I had the most beautiful sunset on there. Videos coming up on that very soon. But that, and then I got to try Gasparilla Grill for the first time, which was probably not my favorite, but still very good.
Okay.
Had another sandwich there, oven roasted turkey sandwich.
You were obsessed with sandwiches this trip.
You know, it's just kind of on a sandwich kick in this one.
It's a safe bet, too.
It's a very safe bet. But I liked it. I would definitely recommend it, but definitely not my favorite on that trip. Okay. So, end of the night, happily ever after fireworks from Grand Floridian.
Not mad about that.
Not mad about that at all. That's pretty much day 2.
Yeah, and then day 3 you came home, but you stayed there that morning, kind of like did what? Camp Breakdown, and then somewhere went to Disney Springs in the middle of that?
Yeah, you have to do Camp Breakdown, obviously, which went a lot smoother this year because I wasn't being rushed out this time.
I was say there wasn't rain this time.
There wasn't rain. There wasn't, someone rushing you out this time.
Why? What did you...
Last time, I didn't think that they were going to be like 11 o'clock, someone shows up to clean up your campsite. No, 11 o'clock, they are there. But anyway, so I broke down camp. Got situated for the trip. I was like, I'm going to go over to Disney Springs, have some lunch, do a last walk around. You got to go to Pin Traders and get my pin. We'll show all that stuff. The thing I got her and my pin on a later Disney haul. Ate at Wolfgang Puck Express, which we tried before. Had the spaghetti and meatballs there. Little expensive. It's still really good. But for what you get, I thought it was a little expensive, but I'm glad I tried it.
I was sad you didn't go to Earl's Sandwich, but now, after hearing what you've eaten all trip, I'm not shocked that you didn't.
Well, here's the thing, too. When I take these trips, I want to try something new.
Yeah.
Or something I haven't done on the last trip.
Agreed.
Because that's what we're about here, sharing our experiences with others, and we want to give you our opinions of other things that you might like to try if you haven't done so yourself as well. So now you know. But that's pretty much it. And I did stop at Disney Character House one more time.
The second one.
The second one, the one closer to the interstate or the turnpike. Not good either.
Yeah, that's such a bummer.
Disappointing.
That's one of my favorite things to do. And when it's not great.
It's not great.
Really hits you.
So, all in all, great food, great weather, great experience there. No car breakdowns for me this time.
It was a much better trip.
Much better trip this time. I love every bit of it, getting to try new things. And the only thing that would have made it better, I'll score some brownie points here, y'all, is if you were there with me.
Wow, thanks. I don't camp.
Usually people say, oh, they're so sweet. I don't camp.
I do not camp. That is so, bougie, and obnoxious, but there are a lot of things I'll do for you. Camping is on the bottom of that list.
But
so
I hope that you got to live vicariously.
Yes, I did. And I was so jealous because I was at work while he was on this trip.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it from your trip.
Yeah, now we'll remind everybody out there that it's not just this trip report. We've got already resort tours up that you can go to check for the 3 resorts that I visited during that day. We're going to have a haul later with those 2 items that I'll have food reviews, all kinds of stuff in this trip coming up on our channel very soon. So make sure you're looking for those coming up very soon, especially for those vlogs. I think that's it for this trip report here. What else should the people do?
So before you leave us, be sure to leave us some comments on the video about what are your favorite foods at these restaurants that Kyle went to, or have you ever been on a Disney solo trip? Because I can't say that I've been on one, but he's done it twice. So while you're there, leave us a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's all we have for in this edition of Eye to Eye. But until we assemble again,
may the force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye. Kitty litter paws, gross. Somebody pooped in the floor. Is this running?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, what do you think about that light?
I seriously think it's good too.
If you make fun of the woman. I can't even take you seriously right now. You're just throwing it out there. Just everybody throw their phones. Ooh.